What's good? How you doing? It's your girl D back with another video. So in one of my Facebook groups, I didn't realize because Verizon actually snuck it in kind of quick, but the Galaxy Note 8.0, the Oreo update for Android Oreo, or yeah, Galaxy Note 8, Android 8.0, and they're on Oreo. It's up, it's out, it's there for Verizon. It was released the past Friday, which was March the 30th, I believe. And there were some individuals on XDA who could go ahead and flash the firmware. I went ahead and downloaded mine over the air. And eventually, as it downloads in the background, it'll be available to you. But I just went and searched for it, and boom, bang, it was there. And so I wanted to go ahead and bring at least Verizon subscribers a quick review on some changes to expect with your new Note and the newest version of Android Oreo. Now, on my Pixel XL, I was a beta tester for Android 8.0 as it was anyways, so I'm actually kind of familiar with a lot of those features, but transitioning from a pure vanilla Google phone back to a Samsung and TouchWiz based one, it took a little bit of an adjustment because I had the latest and the greatest, and then when the Note came out, it was still on Android 7.0. Eventually we got 7.1, and now we're at 8.0. So I wanted to go through some of those features with you guys, some things that I noticed. First up would be the notification bar. I actually don't use the standard TouchWiz launcher. I've been using Nova Launcher and Nova Launcher Prime for eons. But one of the things that I noticed is now the notification bar, you actually have the ability to have it fully clear, transparent if you would like. If I can bring up some Google-based items, let me go ahead and don't you give me a daggone copyright. Okay, so noticing in the actual drop down and the pull down, YouTube videos, you'll get an actual kind of larger preview. Before it was just kind of text in the icon. With Google, since I'm in the middle of playing a song, it actually shows the album art, and then the background of that notification actually matches the same color scheme of the album art too. And you can expand it with 2 fingers to make it larger if you would like, and then go ahead and play direct from there. So I think that that's nice. There are notification badges, and I'm still getting a little used to the notification badges and how it is that those are working. Some of them will actually go based upon the number of outstanding items that you may have, such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, how many notifications that you guys have unread there. That's what it'll actually show you. In regards of phone calls, or anything that's actually integrated within the core phone itself, whether it's phone calls, whether it's emails, whether it's a text message, rather than showing the number of unread items, it will actually show the individual, whatever their caller ID picture is, but shrunken down on a miniature scale. So I thought that that was kind of cool. But it's still, some of these badges are taking me a little bit to get used to. Let's see if I can, there we go. So you can go to notifications, and then where it shows app icon badges, you can actually modify that, show with the number, and then show without the number. And then you can also change it to be on your home screen as well. Now, another thing that I had to get used to as well, my notifications for Instagram. Whenever I had a DM in Instagram, it would show that on a notification badge, but that was the only one. Some things were showing numbers of unread notifications on previous Samsung phones as it was anyways, but I've always, like, if there was a direct message in Instagram, I've always had that notification badge there. That was the only way that I knew, unless it's somebody that I had suppressed. because there's some creepy motherfuckers out there. Unless it was somebody that I had suppressed or something like that. That was the only way that I knew to actually go and check my messages, because I don't get live pop-ups as someone DMs me, because I'm too busy for that shit. I ain't got time for that shit. So that's something for me to get used to. Now, one thing I did notice, which I'm super pleased with, and I know that when I told you guys in my initial Note 8 review that I had a lot of Wi-Fi issues, with this update, them joints is gone. Let me tell you. So, I connect to Wi-Fi without any kind of problems, and I honestly don't know if I can attribute it to the fact that because I went ahead and upgraded to unlimited data as it was anyways with Verizon. So but recently my router just straight up died, so I went ahead, upgraded to one that was like $150, another Linksys router. And I honestly don't know if it's because we have a brand new router or whatever the situation is, but before I couldn't connect to any kind of Wi-Fi for an elongated period of time. Eventually it would just be like, we don't want to send you data anymore, bye, disconnect. And I tried that at home, I tried that at work, I tried that out at public, nothing. Now I can stay connected to Wi-Fi and still go ahead and send and receive data without any kind of problem. So I don't know if it came with the Oreo update or not, but I'm super freaking excited about that. That's like, I'm geeked about that. Apps Edge now has a slightly different look. I use Apps Edge quite a bit with shortcuts as well too, and so it's a little bit spread out, a little bit more transition, or a little bit more transparent. There's no haptic feedback. That's something that before, whenever I expanded the Apps Edge, it would give me a little bit of haptic feedback. Now there's none, which I find to be a little bit unusual. It wasn't necessarily anything that you could find in the settings section or not, but other than just, you know, changing up your, no, I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Where did it go? No, bye. I don't like you. Sorry. So that's a slight change that I noticed. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, because I've got my notes here. A lot of core Samsung apps, whether it's the Apps Edge, whether it's Bixby, whether it's Messenger, whether it's phone, make sure that you go ahead and update them, because with Android 8.0 is going to come later versions of a lot of the Samsung core apps. So go ahead and update them to the latest versions as well. It'll prompt you to do that anyways. I'm sure whenever it is that you interact with them, I'm sure it'll prompt you to update them. But it may be nice to give yourself the best experience to just go ahead and go through your Samsung branded items and see whatever it is that needs an update. Like the theme store needed to be updated, Bixby needed to be updated, Messenger needed to be updated, or the Messages app needed to be updated. The phone app needed to be updated. Apps Edge needed to be updated. Like, there was all these things I was going through while I was checking everything. Everything needed to be updated. Shit was ridiculous. On the lock screen, the always on clock, always on display, I actually, and it's probably not showing because of my do not disturb, by default, it reset whatever your always on display was. I had the rainbow colored clock, the edge display, and it set that back to the just plain white, but that's only temporarily because you now have more options, especially with your always on display as well too, and also with the actual clock, because to save some battery, I don't actually have anything displayed on the main screen, but you can put pictures there, you can put GIF pictures there if you want, change up the appearance and the font. So there's a lot more functionality when it comes to the always on display, so that's cool. There's an emoji update, and one thing that I'm super fucking excited about, because Samsung was a bitch about it, and I'm so glad that they got this shit worked out. If you use Gboard, GIF integration works with Samsung Messages now. Now, it won't necessarily work for all of them, but a vast majority of them will go ahead and send I lit up my best friend with ridiculous messages once I found that out. It is so great to be able to not have to switch to a different keyboard. You just go ahead and press the damn smiley face button and to search for your emojis or for your gifts there, and then send your funny ass picture in a text message and be like, boom, bang. I don't have to do no third party shit. So super excited about that. That's something I've been, because I used to have that with the Pixel, because of course Gboard, Google item, Pixel, Google phone, you know, of course they talk to one another. And Samsung, when we first got the Note 8, the Gboard did not play nice with Android 8.0. But the Gboard did not play nice with the Note, so I'm lit when it comes to that. Like, that's a little thing that, but it makes me happy. Picture in picture. So before you could, with some apps you could just go ahead and swipe down. Let me see if I can enable it for you real quick, because I actually don't use it. So in multi-action, where it says pop-up view action, that's where it's kind of a picture-in-picture format. And before you would just swipe down from the corner. Let's get to Facebook. Bitch, work. There we go. So that's where you could go ahead and swipe down with that and kind of get a picture-in-picture format. Facebook for a while has been allowing you to actually use watch videos, and then you could watch the video while still navigating other parts of Facebook, or actually navigating other parts of your phone still. So that feature's been out for a while, but the picture-in-picture is great too. There's also integrated use for Google Maps. And something I had forgotten about, because it was something I used with the Pixel and forgot about with the Note 8. So you're navigating, and say you need to go ahead, press the home button, you want to go ahead and get your music started. What will happen is it'll just automatically, and I can't show you because then you'll know where I live, and I'm not here for that. What will happen is it will automatically shrink your route down to a small window and still show your arrow in GPS location, while allowing you to do other parts of the phone. If you want to exit out of it, you can swipe it away, but I think that that's neat. I hear that that works with YouTube now. I know there's so many people that are like, I want YouTube to work in the background, but you have to pay for it. It's called YouTube Red. Anyways, that's something that's nice to have. There we go. So the animations have changed. When you receive a call, when you make a call, and also the call menu itself are slightly different. The icons before, when you press them, would default to kind of a black and white with a white background, and now when you press the icons, they turn green, so that's cool. And just a little thing that I noticed, you still can't customize your daggone alerts without a third-party app. Like, Samsung, when are you going to be able to fix that shit? I shouldn't have to download a third-party app to be able to use a custom sound for my daggone text messages or emails and stuff like that. I shouldn't be restricted to just the system-generated sounds. I'm too cool for that shit. Says the person who didn't change the ring, hasn't had the same ringtone for forever, but you know. Whoa. Now there was another feature that I found while I was looking around in sounds. In sounds, there was a function called separate app sound. So this is awesome for those of us who make the sacrifice to stream music or YouTube or whatever, and sacrifice our phone to do that. Like at my job, we have a Bluetooth speaker where we'll go ahead and play music all day, and people take turns being the DJ. And so if your phone's connected, oftentimes through that Bluetooth connection, whatever phone call you may have, whatever alerts you may have, whatever text messages or other communications that you get, since your phone media sound is up, they're going to play through on the Bluetooth speaker. But the cool thing is, with this separate app sound, it says you can play media sound from one app on an audio device that's separate from your phone's main audio. And I don't know if this feature has always been and I just never paid any attention to it, or if this shit just came out with Android Oreo. Either way, I'm delighted. I'm delighted as fuck with that, because that way I can go ahead and text my heart's content out and get all of the text messages and Snapchat notifications, and y'all ain't gonna know nary about the difference, because the music's still gonna be playing uninterrupted, with the exception of a phone. Actually, I may have to test that and see, because I haven't physically tested this yet. I've just been going through all the different features and seeing. There it is. So select the multimedia app to play its sound. So by default, it's got Chrome. If you wanted to, you know, Chrome, YouTube, I'm sure, because I stopped using Pandora since I've got Google Play Music, but I'm sure that if you had that or Spotify, that would be available for you too. But I think that that's badass. I really do. And that's quite useful. That's a nice little feature. Other than that, the animations are snappier and crisp. There's still a little bit of a lag, not as much, but because I use TouchWiz Home Launcher, or I'm sorry, there's still a slight lag with Bixby. You have to re-enable permissions for Bixby Bay to go ahead and do however it is once you do the upgrade or the update. But just, oh wow, tornado watches. It's about that time. It is. And I don't use Bixby as much as I should. I'm sorry. I'm still used to saying okay, space, Google. Because if I say it right now, I should be like, what's good? I was talking to you. Anyway, so I'm at a low level of Bixby. But, oh, look at the weather. Oh, it'll be 60 degrees on Thursday. And then it's still in the third winter. Like, my goodness. Anyways, Bixby still has a slight lag with opening up for me, but that's because I actually open Bixby from the Bixby button itself. I don't swipe over because I use the Nova launcher, so I don't have the Bixby home just at a moment's glance. I have heard that it's gotten faster for those who do use this stock launcher, but for me, I still have a little bit of lag. I'm fine with that because I don't use Bixby as much anyways. There's no new S Pen features, which you would think, but that you'd think we'd be getting some new fancy, but there's no new S Pen features, and a lot of the new that came for the S9 and the S9 Plus weren't brought over to this. Some of the Samsung experience, yes, but not the camera features, not the super slow-mo or the clarity. I did notice that my Snapchat camera is a little bit clearer for once, but also it's probably clearer for me and probably still blurry as fuck for iPhone users. If you follow me on Snapchat, let me know, please, and I will and let me know what kind of quality it is that you see. Other than that, I'm sure that there'll be additional items or features and changes that I might find a little bit later on, and after I will commit to bringing you guys a follow-up review a few weeks from now after I've had time to fully play with everything. But with the initial few days of having the update, it's kind of cool to have a renewed excitement for using your phone. You know, I mean, the Note 8 is already a badass as it is anyways, but it's kind of cool to, you know, have that excitement again. Like, bro, I got new shit. Like, let's play with it. Like, yo, it's my birthday and I just got a present, but here's another one, you know, like, I appreciate this gift. Let's unwrap it and see what's inside. So that's kind of how I feel right now with this update. Even though, like I said, I was familiar with a lot of the features before, some of it would just become afterthought because my Pixel XL is not my daily driver anymore. And you know, I still break out the Pixel when I need a second phone or when I need a Wi-Fi enabled device or something like that. But, you know, the Note 8 is my driver. My daily driver will be until the Note 9 comes out. I see that the Note 9 may have an early release. Depends upon what our finances are set up like, because, you know, this was already an investment. But, you know, I will keep you guys posted on what it is that I decide to do. But ultimately, Android 8.0 on the Verizon Galaxy Note 8. It's available. Explore. If there's features that I didn't mention, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to see whatever your tips and tricks are, what type of launcher it is that you utilize, or if there's any other suggestions that you may have for a fellow technology fan like myself. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you have any questions or suggestions, hit your girl up in the comment section. If you are new here, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you back on my channel. But if you're not here for me, my shenanigans, my opinions, or anything else it is that you don't like, that's fine. There's an X in the corner for you to click and get your life and get off of my channel. Boy, as the kids say. But if you are here for my shenanigans, you're beautiful, amazing, wonderful, spectacular, and if no one else has told you, I appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful day.